Hi, within this lecture we're going to finish our conversion of class structure. In order to do that, we're gonna work on this my socket code in here. So this is going to be fairly easier than the previous one, so I'm going to just start by typing class, and you can name this class like my socket or my backdoor, whatever you want. And after that you have to take all of this and make it into class. But before we do that, of course, we're going to create our init method first. So open a parenthesis and write self in here. And I will give IP address and port address as input once more. This is going to be called when I create my instance, and I want my connection to be run when I create my instance. So I'm going to select all of this and hit Ctrl X and paste it in here. And I have to tap this so this has a proper indentation. So rather than 10.02.15, now I'm going to say IP, and rather than 8080 I'm going to just say port. And of course I have to just associate my connection with instance, so I'm adding self dot in front of my connection here. Now I'm done with init, so I'm going to select all of this and hit tab in order to make this under class. Now I have to add the self in here, okay, and this will take command as input, so no change in here, and this will return subprocess.checkOutput, so no need to change anything in here as well. So later on we have to create our starter method in here as well. Remember, we did that back in our listener, so we have to take all of this into our starter method. So you can just say def start listener. I think we had written start listener in our listener class, yeah. So this was start listener. So in here we have to say like start connection or start socket, and we have to give self as input. Then I'm going to select all of this and cut and paste everything under here. So this has to have proper indentation, so not like this, it has to have one tab, so like this. Okay, so just pay attention to that tab spaces in here, and this has to be under start socket, not under while true. Then I think we are okay, but we have to associate this with my instance once more, so I will say self.myConnection, self.command execution, and self.myConnection here as well, and finally in here as well. So I think we are done here, right? Now we can just create our instance. Okay, let me save this. Now we can create our instance and try this. So we're going to create a mySocket object in here, and let me say mySocket, okay, object, and now this is equal to mySocket. We have to specify the IP address 10.02.15 and the port address 8080. So now I can say mySocket object dot start socket in order to run this code. So let me save this once more and minimize this. I think our code is still running from the previous session, so let me just close this and open a fresh terminal, a fresh command prompt in here by typing cmd. Now I have to go to desktop because that is where my code located, and let me copy this Python 2 here, okay, and paste it in here and call mySocket. But before we run that, of course I have to go to Kali Linux and run this code to start listening. And this is still running. Let me clear this and run my listener. So now we are ready to call our backdoor from here, and once I hit enter, it will start and get the connection from here. Now if you try this, you will see it works fine as well. Now we are done with converting our code into class structure. Let's stop here at this moment, and within the next lecture we're gonna cover something called JSON.